Second Cup is brought to you by Roswell Park Comprehensive Care Center.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock on your Monday. Glad to have you with us for Second Cup. I'm getting my special guest in. Here he comes.
Yep.
It is Aaron.
Yeah, woo.
Woo.
Hey.
We don't see enough of you. I'm just kidding. We're always glad when you
Yes,
come.
back from vacation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take some
How
deep
was your
breaths.
vacation?
Oh, my vacation was fantastic.
Well, that's good.
It's the coming back part.
Yeah, nobody ever wants to come back.
I
talked to you while you were on vacation for a little bit. Did you catch anything? You were out fishing.
I did catch
Nothing
some
at all?
bait fish. I was 0 for the entire week of fishing.
Oh, that was so lame.
Yeah, it was lame. People would be walking by with all their fish. How you doing? I'm like, nothing.
Really?
But I caught some bait fish.
Were they fishing near you?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, up and down the coast. I mean, they're walking around with their catches and telling me all about them. And but I had a good book, and that was great. And
you caught a tan, you caught some sleep.
Yeah,
that's always good.
And I like getting up early, and it's kind of my favorite part of the day.
Yeah,
it's like
me too.
6:30 to like 9 o'clock. Now there's fewer people out there. Water's like glass. So
this is my new favorite part of the day at my house because the baby's up around that time. And he's so happy in the morning. So like Paul, like on the weekends, I'll be like, you can like sleep in. I love getting up with him.
Yeah.
Especially if I go to bed early and get some actual sleep.
Yeah.
I like getting up and then we hang out in the morning.
I know. It's
great. With my coffee. He has his bottle.
Got my little iced coffee over there. And that is the best. And it's just like, I got one of those nets that you throw and you catch the bait. And I was like, yes, I'm feeling like, sometimes the net is like, you got to get the rhythm.
Look at me go.
Yeah. And I was feeling it. And then I hit like a big pocket of bait fish and I'm like, all right, I've got like a week's supply. And I told some kids, I'm like, hey, you guys are fishing. There's a whole bucket of live bait there. You feel free to use it since they don't like me. And then you come back and as I telling you, I feel like Ed here. Of the 4 computers I use to work, 3 are not working. Like, welcome back.
I unplugged them all.
Yeah, well, somebody did something. So that's why I'm like a little like.
So we got a couple things we want to talk about today. Number one, prices at the grocery store beyond just the regular stuff we track because beef prices have gone up.
Oh.
So do you shop for beef, ground beef, steak? And have you noticed those prices are going up? So that's one question we have for everybody. We're also going to talk about Buffalo Public Schools. You're getting a new superintendent, so that's kind of interesting. And then Bill's training camp. Can you believe that's starting this week? So first, let me just throw out the info on the beef prices, okay? Do you do the shopping? You do some Instacart stuff.
Yeah.
But do you really notice prices?
No, because I do the shopping at like those farms. I go to Greg Shoe Pick and they have a big giant freezer of meat and I just go in there.
That's a great place to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously super fresh, local, and I don't know. I'm sure it's on par with the maybe. Yeah.
So
I think it's affordable.
This has definitely gone up because I used to track beef prices, and we did a pound of ground beef for a while last year when I was doing it, and then we switched to what they add in cereal instead of ground beef. They picked. So ground beef is at $6.12 a pound for the average price. That's expensive.
That seems to be a lot.
Now, you can get it at Aldi. I was like looking on their website. We were looking at that this morning. You can get it at Aldi. I want to say it was like hold on, I got the price right here. $4.29 a pound. That's for the 80/20. And so the 90/10 would probably be a little more expensive. Yeah. But that's not too bad. But then all the other stores like Target, Walmart, Wegmans, Tops, all had it for over $6.12.
That to me, it seems expensive.
Now, if you buy the big packs, the price per pound goes down.
Okay.
This is if you're buying like 1 pound. And then Top sometimes does this like coupon where you can get it for like a really good deal, but it's got to get the coupon on the side of the paper.
Oh, yeah. And then do you buy like the other stuff too that goes with it?
Well, yeah, it just depends on it, So Megan says she's actually noticed that meat prices are crazy. Oh, Mark, thank you, because I didn't look at my Tops ad yet. I set it aside and I got totally distracted. Tops has a super coupon for $3.99 for ground beef this week. So a lot of the times that's if you buy like their club pack or whatever they call it there, mega, I can't remember, bonus pack.
Sure.
And so that's great, but you bring the coupon in and then you get that deal. Sarah says, I switched to ground turkey for things like tacos, much cheaper than ground beef.
Yeah.
Lori says, I only buy ground turkey. So my husband has this thing about ground turkey.
What's his thing about ground turkey?
He doesn't like it. He likes ground chicken. He thinks there's a difference.
So he can tell the difference. if you made a turkey chili, a chicken chili, and a beef chili,
or a turkey burger and a chicken burger.
yeah, and he would say, "Oh, get this one out of here. Give it to Menkowski. I know he'll eat it."
The garbage disposal.
Yeah.
That's what we call Aaron. Yeah, I don't know. He likes ground chicken, but I can get ground chicken at the grocery store. Like Wegmans has these little 3 pound, like 3 pounds separately, and they're all packaged separately. So I get that, or I'll get the ground chicken somewhere else. Barbara says she gets her beef at Lib Rocks in Gasport Buy Local.
Okay.
Linda said, yeah, she absolutely noticed that it went up. Connie says, got to get your stuff from the source. Lib Rock Farms is amazing. Beef is outrageously expensive nowadays. I'm leaning toward vegetables lately. Now, you can get veggies for pretty good deals now because they're local and they're,
Yeah. I like the you pick stuff. I think that, like, I always.
What do you get there then?
Oh, when the peppers are going, which coming up, that is the best. I think right now it's blueberries. Strawberries just kind of ended.
Okay.
So blueberries and what else? I just looked at
Cukes.
it. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff starting to come in.
Cucumbers,
And I mean, it's been a hot, kind of sunny summer, but.
My mom grows cucumbers. I mean, not a ton.
Yeah.
She's got her plants that are, but like, there's such a difference to me between those like homegrown cucumbers are so good, and then the ones you get at the store.
I agree. And like we're growing tomatoes right now, and you're starting to see a lot of tomatoes show up on our plants.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Noreen says she only buys grass-fed organic. Noreen, how much per pound is that right now? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I would imagine that's more than $6.12.
Yeah, I bet it's really expensive. I'm just interested in knowing. Mark says he's going to look at BJ's later. Do you BJ shop? Do you do this?
Yeah, we have the
Membership? What kind of stuff do you get there?
The gas. I like the gas prices
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And I don't know. I don't go into stores. So
You do your Instacarting.
yeah.
People like
If you want to ruin my day, say we're going shopping. I'm like, oh my gosh, that'd be the worst day ever.
Oh my gosh. My college roommate came to visit, and her little girls, they're not little anymore, they're 15 and 13. And we like shopped all day. Like we went to Hurdle, we went to Elmwood, and Paul stayed home. I was like,
I would be like, I'll watch all
today.
your children
Yeah.
if you want, if I don't have to go to this. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's see here. Cindy says she loves turkey burger. Oh, Jen says when you get a whole cow, it's actually worth it. Tastes so different from an actual farmer. It's definitely worth it, but it is expensive.
Expensive at the beginning, right, Jen? And then it does pay out at the end because you have like a year's worth of meat or more, depending on how many people you have. Like I've been seeing a lot of like you can buy the quarter or half cow.
Yeah. I mean, you need space.
But that's the thing too. I'm like, where am I going to put that? So I was just talking to somebody who bought, I think, a half, and they just were like, it's so much, but it's so delicious too.
You know what? I should price track that and see if I can find somebody who does that around here.
Yeah, that would be
Jen
awesome.
says it's about $7.50 for half a cow.
But you're just saying $6 for a pound.
Right.
You get way more than 100 and whatever.
And plus you're getting all the different cuts
pounds.
too.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about steak going up a lot too.
You get a variety of everything.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, then give it to somebody else. I mean, I'm sitting right here.
Julie says she likes the quality of beef that Tops has. Anita says, Aaron, you are such a guy.
Oh, do other guys hate to shop too? Like shopping and seeing needles. Those are two things I just don't want to deal with.
Jess says the beef almost melts in your mouth. If you go towards Springville, there are a lot of people where you can get pigs or cows. So I say my college roommate.
That's cool, Jen.
Yeah, because I went to school in Ohio. They do that a lot down there.
Yeah.
I remember her telling me she's like they had a half a pig butchered or and she doesn't even eat meat.
Oh.
It's her husband and her kids well. But
Mom, this is delicious.
She's like, I don't care. She'll prepare it, but it's not her thing. But she's like, we have an entire like freezer in their garage, like packed.
Even
full.
if you have like the garage fridge, like the bottom fridge and the tops of the freezer, you still are going to need more space. So, because I've been throwing around the whole like, oh, maybe I'll get a quarter one, but I don't know where I'm going to put it all.
Right. We got for a meat raffle that I ran one time, we bought one of those freezers because you won a freezer with meat.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. I mean, if you're thinking long-term price saving, it wasn't that expensive, but Yeah, I know everything's expensive.
Wait,
okay, and that's really interesting. Yeah, Jen says, you definitely need a chest freezer.
Yeah, and like that's unless maybe you split it up with like few people. I don't know.
Well, okay, let us know what else you've seen.
Getting some breaking urgent news text.
I was getting a text from my husband, and sometimes
that's important.
Sometimes he watches Second Cup,
Oh.
so he'll like tell me like if I missed something or something like
Yeah.
this. But he was just telling me what he's doing. So
We don't want to. Sitting here on the couch having breakfast. Hope you're
Gotta
well.
check in on everybody, right? And my brother's babysitting right now, so like, you know, I gotta check the text.
I could see why you do seem a little more on edge this morning. So that
No, he's
explains
really,
it.
really
No,
good with
he's
the baby,
yeah.
so that's good. Okay, so let's also talk about, well, we'll get to the bills in a second because I know you want to talk about the bills.
Yeah.
That's our fun topic.
Okay.
Buffalo Public Schools, though, they're getting a new superintendent. We were talking about this morning.
Yeah.
So there's no official announcement on this person. They're going to make that tomorrow. And the old superintendent, she retired at the end of the school year.
Yeah.
She had been superintendent since 2022. She had been with the district for 30 years. So we were asking this morning, what do people want to see with a new Buffalo Public School superintendent? It's kind of like a changing of the guard, a turn, you know, you turn in the corner, like it's a new school year. So what do we want to see? So when she retired, under her leadership, the district saw an increase in student enrollment. And she said, listen, I left it in a good place.
Okay.
So if you have Buffalo Public School students or you have, you know, an interest in the education, like what do you want to see? What does a superintendent have to do? And again, this is a huge district.
It is a huge district, and a lot of kids from a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different languages are spoken
So
in
many,
the Buffalo School District. So there are a lot of hurdles, and you know, you need somebody who can communicate effectively, but also I think has to, you know, back up what they're saying. Like you can't say, "Oh, you didn't do well. You're not going on this trip," and then like let everybody go on a trip. Like there are things you kind of have to be like so many different things. But it's also the parents too. You have to be involved in your child's life. The superintendent can't do everything for your child. So a lot falls on the parents too, as you are finding out. And so, you know, that, and also like we were talking about earlier, like education is the one thing no one can take away from you. So you really want to make that known to the kids that, hey, like, you might act like this at 14, but at 24, when you have more responsibility, or 34 even, your education will become such a huge part of you. And if you have a passion for something, follow it, learn as much as you can about it, enjoy learning about it, and then parlay that into a job. AI will be changing things, and these kids will be able to see what the future holds. And trades, you know, that
I agree. And
so huge.
They have a pretty good trades like program at some of the schools. Like I know McKinley has some, and I know, you know, some of the different schools. So I could definitely see that maybe growing, and maybe people looking for a superintendent who's interested in growing that. Mark says this happened so quickly. Didn't they pay for a national search? If it's a local person, that's a waste of money. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, they're making this announcement, this official announcement at 3:00 tomorrow morning. Or 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can tell what time I get up. 3:00 tomorrow afternoon, I believe.
It'll be interesting to see if that person's local, or like you said, did they do a national search? I mean, I'm sure they have headhunters looking out all over the country for someone. But
and we've seen people come in from all over the country in the past. Like I've been here for, you know, covering this almost 20 years in Buffalo, 15 years here. And like we had people come in from other districts, you know?
Yeah. Now I've been for 25, and sometimes they come in and Buffalo's unique in many different ways. So, you know, they kind of bring in their way of thinking, and you got to be able to really work as you're the leader, but you have to have the team working with you, and, you know, like put your egos to the side and like, let's do what's best for the kids. And sometimes that message does get lost for sure from the adults who are supposed to lead.
And there's a huge, you know, there's parenting plays a big role, and connecting with parents too, you know, making sure that everybody's on the same page.
Yeah. Connecting with parents, like you see graduation rates, you know, increasing. And, you know, like I have to go speak to a lot of kids. I'm going this week to speak to a camp, and, you know, you don't think about it when you're younger, but like the importance of just learning. And like I said, it's one thing, really one of the only things that like no one can take from you. The government's going to take a lot of your money, kids, when you start making some, and their taxes are not, you know, and once it goes up, they're not coming down, and all these things can be taken from you except your education. And like that is so important to just learn. And like I said, I liked weather since I was little.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, then I'll be a meteorologist, not thinking like I would be here sitting next to you doing this one day, but you know, I didn't get in it for the money. I get it because I really like it.
And like, again, when you say, like, when we're saying, oh, it's your education, it's not just like, you know, the A's and B's that you get at school. It's also like the vocational stuff, like Jen is saying.
Yeah, let's see. Go ahead.
The vocational they offer now is amazing. There are so many boys I know and girls that are going for blue collar jobs, start in high school, actually continue in college, and it's included. They have 1 year of college already in their job. What a great experience for those students.
1,000,000,000%. Like college is not for everyone. And I'm hoping the next superintendent comes in and says, listen, all of you are not going to college. Like, let's not all put you in that one box to get you there.
Yeah.
Because for some of you, it's a total waste of time and a total waste of money.
If you have totally different interests and you always knew that you wanted to do woodworking, I don't know, I'm kind of thinking.
Yeah, something with your hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something that you need to more learn.
Like she said, that program right there where you're learning perhaps how to be a plumber, but also maybe taking some business courses so you can learn, the business side of it too, because you're showing up somebody's house and it's like $150 for you to walk in the door. What do you do with that money?
Yeah.
Do I hire employees? Like there are so many moving parts that when you own a business, especially in New York, like we just talked about. So like learning like all those like little intricacies, and then then you have no debt and you have a job where, hey, if you want to work 24/7, you really can.
I love the idea though of like some sort of continuation after high school of your education in some capacity, whether it's a vocational thing or whether it's a trade, whatever. But like Sarah said, the people you meet along the way in college and job prep, like I really do think when you get out of high school and you enter in, like I love a little bit of a transition for people, because all of a sudden you're not with everybody you used to know. You're not at a lot of the times exactly wwhere you grew up. Like your life has changed a little, and you're not quite an adult yet when you're 18.
Quite. No, but you can go to war.
You're an adult, right? But you need, but you got to wrap your mind around a few more things.
You know how I feel. Like our kids were not allowed to go locally to college. And here I am railing on college because, it is not for everyone and it's super expensive.
Yeah.
But like mine were not staying home because of all the things you just said. You want to do your own laundry? Well, here you go. Figure it out. You put quarters in the machine and read the directions, and now your clothes are all super small because you put it on very high dry. Like these are things you figure out. Hey, the electric company said they're going to turn off our power. That's because you have to pay the bill.
Right.
So like learning how to communicate with other people
those
and
life skills.
I with you 100%. So like, mine, one's in Boston, one's in Miami right now because they were not staying home because of exactly what you just said. So okay, I don't have a lot of passionate things that I am passionate, like that I'm like things I'm very passionate about, but definitely education is one of them.
I just felt that like for me, it was such a great time to, obviously I knew I wanted to do this, so I had to learn more. Right. But, and I had to go into, get that degree, but it was also, I met so many different kinds of people that I hadn't met before. Cause I had done, had a lot of the same people. I even went from grade school into high school with a lot of the same people, which I'm thrilled with. They're very close friends, but it's nice because you meet different.
I know. And I keep in touch with, my high school friends, but mostly college friends, because that's where you kind of find your tribe. And like, I'll never forget walking into the meteorology lab and seeing like 20 other people who are looking at maps as excited as I was. I'm like, oh my gosh, there are more of us. So like, that's very, very important. And like Jen's saying, it's a bad expectation for some. Some kids just don't get it with the books and they learn with their hands. So learn what they like and thrive because they actually like what they do. And how many of you are watching right now that are like, oh, I got to go to my job that I don't like?
Good morning, honey. I totally agree with you. Education is everything, and you both look great. Thanks, Aaron's mom.
Thanks, Ma.
We love her.
Hi, Mom. Yeah, working the noon today. So
Anita says she always looked at the college transition from going from a big fish in a small pond and then a small fish in a big pond. 100%.
Anita, we're spot on right there.
Yeah. And Mark says union apprenticeship is a great way to go to get your foot in the door.
Mark, yes. Like that. The answer to that response is just yes, Mark, spot on.
My daughter's starting college in a month. I told her, welcome to the rest of your life. It's all up to you and the world is your oyster.
Oh, congrats, Jen. Yeah, it's and then you do see a lot of the parents who are like the tear emojis as they're taking their kids. I was like, dude, have fun, man. Let's go.
Yeah. Marguerite says community college the first 2 years saves a lot of money. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of the same courses.
Yeah, you get rid of a lot of that.
This is a good one. From a young age, I would have my daughter order for herself at restaurants. It was great start being able to communicate with people. Now she just spent almost a month in Europe with college and can't wait to go back. There are a lot of people, I think, in like a younger generation who have a hard time, like I see it all the time. People say they have a hard time like making a phone call, like calling a doctor's office to make an appointment, like doing all this different stuff. And I remember my parents, you would be at the restaurant, they'd say, and then you'd say, and then please, and thank you. These were huge things. So I'm hoping that I can teach my kid how to do that,
Yeah, and also as the parent, you have to remember sometimes patience. Like all last week, every time we went out, my youngest, he's 15 now, so he's not that young. Like they're asking, like sometimes the waiters will ask you what they want.
Yeah.
You're like,
Right.
Go.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want, I don't want mayonnaise on my sandwich. Make sure you tell them. You know what I mean? But,
Right.
so yeah, as the parent, you got to step back and say, all right, what would you like? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, PJ. Well, I call him PJ. Go ahead, Logan.
Paul Jr.
Paul Jr. Yeah, I think PJ is going to become his nickname though. And like, PJ, what do you want? I think he's got to order. But like, you have to let him do it too. I see a lot of parents who just never let that happen.
Right,
too.
right. These are interesting. It's all these little things that you have to.
Yeah.
Anita says you can't raise a meek, shy kid. That makes their transition harder. Shonda says phone safer for these kids.
I know. When you were talking about that, Shonda, that's exactly what I was thinking. I thought you were going to say they can't make a call. And I was going to say, because this is their entire life.
Yeah. Well, because you don't have to make a call for so many things now. You can just order it all. And that's so interesting.
Yeah, you could probably go days without even having to speak to someone.
Crystal says she's 19, makes all of her own appointments. Friends still have their parents do it. Wow. Yeah. See, I think that's a really important life skill. Like, it just is. You have to be able to learn how to do it. And you know me with doing the price tracking. And Ed would call me cheap, but I'd say I'm frugal. Like, I got a bill. I'll give you an example. Like, I got a bill the other day for like a medical bill, and I think it was for Logan. And I'm like, I know this, whatever this is going to be covered, because it was like, so I called, and like, it ended up being a coding error. And then, the bill, but so like, because people make mistakes, and you have to make those calls, or else people would be sending money that they don't owe.
When you call and like they're on the touchscreen, like human, representative, person, anyone with a voice, human, representative.
And then it's like, it tries so many times to not have that happen, because it's like, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you want?
No. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Human, representative, anyone. Yeah. That.
Jen says her daughter had a problem ordering with a drive-through, so I just wouldn't go. She figured that out so she would say, no, if you can't order at the drive-through, we're not going. So I wouldn't go. She figured that out really quick, especially when she got her license. The ultimate goal as parents is to make sure our children can survive without us and on their own. The only way to start that is to let them do it on their own. They'll make mistakes, but they learn like we did.
And that's another thing. Like, when I go talk to the kids, making mistakes is awesome, because you learn from that. Just because on Instagram you see somebody doing something perfectly after doing it 4,000 times and then getting the right recording, like that, you learn so much more from making a mistake. And maybe you're trying a sport and it's not going well. You think golf is easy? Like, you got to practice a lot. It's like practice, and making mistakes and learning from those is such an important part of life. And sometimes we don't have the delayed expectations anymore. But a lot of, like me training for a race, like the journey to get to the starting line is so important. I don't just show up.
It's got to be really hard to see. Like, I mean, obviously I'm just now starting all this, but it's got to be really hard to watch your kids make a mistake, or to like know.
And especially for someone who's more like, no offense, your personality. Like, you're much more of a type A than I am. I'm like, hey, make us take it up, rub some dirt on it, you're fine. We'll go to Tim Hortons afterwards. But like, for some parents, like when I would coach and then sometimes I had a ref, I'd be like, listen, if your kid's going to play Division I soccer somewhere, then probably not going to be playing on this field with us. Have fun, enjoy it, make sure they have fun. It's really, at the end of the day, you just want them to have a good time.
Yeah. Oh, but I just feel like that's going to be so hard. I'm the person who sees like 5 steps ahead, usually, like, we should this to make sure that X, Y, and Z doesn't.
But in the car with PJ, like, if he strikes out, he doesn't want to hear, this is how you should have stood.
Okay, well, I wouldn't. I would still tell him how great he is.
I know you played softball, so you're like a professional. So like, be like, let's go.
You did such a good job. Still.
They just like get the ice cream cone and like move on.
Yeah.
And if they're that good, someone will notice.
Oh, Jen says it's brutal to watch your child make mistakes. It's beautiful when you see them solve the problem that caused it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. Let's see here. Jeanette says, it's a little off topic, but I'm forever grateful to my driver ed teacher for making us drive on the 33 our second week of class, or else I don't think I would have been brave enough. The 33 used to scare me so much, but he made us bite the bullet. I think we were bribed by the drive-thru.
That's awesome. That 33 makes me uncomfortable still.
Yeah, sometimes people fly and they go like in and out.
90 in the left.
I had somebody on the 190 the other day, and I'm just like, do on my way home from work. So I'm not flying. I'm just like, oh, it looks so nice out here today. Here are my sunglasses. And this person is like in, out, in. They're on the back of every. So of course, like, I get over, but they're just like every person. I'm like, oh, this is a wreck waiting to happen. Oh, it's so scary. I remember when I was driving.
Yeah.
One of the trickiest parts for me was parking. Shouldn't be that hard, but it was. My parents were like, do you see the lines? Like, what But
Oh, yeah.
the second thing was merging onto the highway.
Yeah.
Because, you're inclined when you're younger to go slowly.
Mhm.
And they're like, you got to speed
You gotta
up.
hit that pedal.
Like,
Yeah.
"Ah!"
No, you're right on that one. It's tough. And then parking, yeah, still. And my kids are always like, "Why you park so far away?" I'm like, "Cause your feet work." You know, I hate trying to find like a close spot and there's somebody walking behind you on their phone. You're gonna hit them, and you know what? Just park a mile away. You'll be
Elizabeth
fine.
said, forever grateful to my parents for standing my back, letting me figure out life on my own.
And like, yeah.
Connie says some of the entrances to 33 can be a little scary.
Oh, I gotta go. I have the Bills training camp weather forecast. I know we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, so you have to go do a cut-in.
Yeah.
So we're going to hear that live. Yeah, so training camp starts this week. What time's your cut-in? 27?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I got my maps are kind of set, but real quickly, this is the training camp forecast. It starts every day at 9:45. So in the afternoon, it will be much warmer. But if you're going Wednesday, 9:45, 77, sunny and warm. Thursday, low 80s, hot and humid. Friday, hazy, hot and humid, near 80. So it's going to be very, very sticky at camp. It's very nice outside right now, but it will be warm and humid if you're going. And then if you're sticking around in Rochester in the afternoon, expect temperatures to be even warmer. We'll be in the 90s by Thursday.
Well, it says Thursday says 83. Is that just in Rochester area?
Yeah, but it'll be warm here too.
Yeah,
That's at 9:45.
Yeah. Oh, at 9:45.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he's saying at 9:45 because Thursday's a possible record breaker, he was saying today. I think he said the record temp is 91 and we might be hitting at least that or going over it. So, okay, you're going to see Aaron's forecast. We've got that all set here. So you're going to see that in a second. And Noreen wants to know, what about the Bills? We're talking about it now. So let's let Aaron do his weather and then we'll come back and talk about that for just a couple minutes we have left.
Good morning, everyone. There's a view of the 90 by the 33 right there. No problems on the roads right now. Volume moderate, but things are moving smoothly as you head out the door this morning. Like I said, roads are nice and dry. And kind of a nice sunny start to our day. Comfortable today. We're in the low 70s, but tomorrow we're in the upper 70s. Wednesday, upper 80s. Thursday, low 90s. Friday, mid 80s with some afternoon storms. But it's going to be dry for the next few days. And each day gets a little bit warmer. And it also gets a little bit more humid. Look at that. By Thursday, we're talking very humid conditions, and it stays humid Thursday, Friday, Saturday through the weekend. So if you get a little break at the start of the week, the heat and the humidity will really return for the middle and end of the week and the weekend. Radar and satellite together, high pressure kind of hanging out across the eastern Great Lakes, and that area of high pressure will bring us abundant sunshine for today. It's going to be a very nice day here in Western New York. Normal high 81, be at 73 this afternoon. Right now, I'm comfortable outside, 65 degrees, winds out of the northeast at 12 miles per hour. 66 in Niagara Falls, 62 in Jamestown, 64 right now in Batavia. Olean and Wellsville still in the 50s. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have a lot of 40s across the southern tier. That's how cool it's going to be overnight. Here's your hourly forecast for today. Near 70 by noontime, then low to mid 70s this afternoon. Mostly sunny and pleasant. Winds out of the north around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Your official high today will be 73 degrees. Great day here in Western New York tonight. Mainly clear and cool. Overnight lows in the mid 50s with some 40s across the southern tier. Tomorrow, near 80 with sunshine, mid 80s on Wednesday, low 90s on Thursday, mid 80s for the end of the week and the weekend with partly sunny skies, some scattered showers and thunderstorms as well.
All right, so there you go. That's that forecast that we were talking about. I see everybody. Anita, no kidding. Happy Monday. Enjoy this beautiful, comfortable day. And Jen saying how perfect it is outside right now. Breathable air, exactly, 100%. And I was going to say, Connie saying more muggies coming up. Yes, because this today looks amazing. And then like Aaron was saying, it could be a record breaker on Thursday. I'm so not looking forward to that. And look at that, 91. And that was the record high. So there's a potential that we could. So if you're going to training camps, I know a bunch of people, or, keeping an eye on it, like that is going to be a toasty day for sure. And he said like 83 in the morning, but it's going to be muggy and humid and everything. It's just, that's no good. Oh, let's see here. Crystal says, yeah, listen, it's perfection today. Linda says the sky looks dark toward the west. I got to tell you, today is like a perfect day for me. 73, partly cloudy, sounds amazing. I wish it would stay like that forever. Unfortunately, it doesn't. So, all right, guys. So listen, you're going to have me and probably Aaron or John for the rest of this week, whoever I drag on here with me. Ed's working days. So if you watch tonight, he's anchoring. Jeff Russo is off this week. So he is anchoring those shows. So you'll catch him there. It's just me this morning and this week. And then we'll be back together next week. But have a great day. And make sure you join me tomorrow because I need people to help me talk about stuff. See you guys. Bye-bye.